everyone, welcome to Tag Along Tuesday week 11, and this week I wanted to make something for myself. And I wanted to use this lovely stencil that I got from Ildiko. Thank you, Ildiko, for gifting me these wonderful stencils. I got more of hers, so love it. And I am putting this on 2 tags and using Liquitex modeling paste, light modeling paste. Because I thought in the beginning I was going to use this little tag as well. Didn't do that, but I didn't know this at the time I was working at it. So, and then I wanted to spray it with this ground coffee color Dilutions. Didn't work, so I ended up putting it on my craft mat and dragging my tag through the Dilutions as I did with it. I loved the way this turned out. Then I got some left over and I am putting it in my little tiny journal. So it was quite saturated, so needed to dry it quite well, and you see around the beak there is a white spot. So I needed to put some dilutions on that as well to make sure it looks like the way it should be. Now, I didn't know what to do with it. I wanted to make a wall hanging in a grungy, old, brown, vintage steampunk style. Didn't know quite where it was going, but it has to be that kind of style. And first I thought, okay, so I needed to make a bit more interesting, and that's why I'm adding the gelatos. It's easy and it's quick, and I really like the way you can work with them. I really hated them in the beginning because I didn't know what to do with it, but I watched some videos and now I know how I could use them. Then I stamped with this lovely stamp with Stays on Ganesh color. I really like that color. It's kind of dark brown. And then I thought, in my reference book that I'm working on with the techniques, I am doing a rust technique as well. And I thought, okay, going to try that on this tag, but I didn't like the blue. So I stopped and went over with the stamp again. Well, that's how it goes. I really do like the way these color variations started, like this. But went in with a metallic gelato, and then I thought, okay, needed to go and find my friend the Inca Gold. It was quite hard, so I needed to use some water to dilute it a bit to make it easier for me to put through the punchinella. You see that happening here. I just finished cuddling Binky, that's why. Now you see me just put some water with it and it works quite well, no problem at all. It's a very nice gold color. Using a makeup sponge and going all around the owl. Now I thought I needed to outline it. I'm using, of course, my Derwent's pencil. I needed to dry it first, otherwise it wouldn't work. And you see me pull out that little tag as well because, as I said, I didn't know what to do with it. I wanted to incorporate it, but I couldn't find the way to do it. And then I found this little owl. It was lying on my desk already because I wanted to use it for another project. And I thought, okay, gonna use you. Really think he's a funny owl. He has a funny face. Going around the tag with the Saison as well to darken it all up, and I thought, oh yes, this is the way I want it to be. Dark brown grunge, and that makes this fella stand out a lot, and that's what I thought it needed. It was quite a thin paper, so I decided to glue this one on a piece of paper and then cut it out, fussy cut it, to make sure it has a bit of a body. And first I wanted to use foam tape underneath it, and I didn't do that. I don't know why I didn't do that. Now, going around it with my pencil, shading a bit here and there. Really liked the way this was looking. But of course it needed more because I can hang this on my wall, but it's too boring. So I thought I was going to use this crackle glaze medium. Really didn't work in the end. I don't know why. I have used it previously on other projects and it did work. But it gave the whole thing a nice gloss, so okay, why not? And then I thought, okay, I'm going to make a wall hanging, so it needs something in the back. So found this tissue paper lying around. I already colored it, and I glued it on a piece of cardboard. This is just from a box. It's because it has these earthy tones in it. That's the way that's why I liked it so much. So I went over it with this decoupage glue, and it has a gloss finish. I thought, okay, that will work. Now, after drying it, I cut it and, well, started to like it. And then I thought, okay, needs a sentiment, but not just a normal sentiment. And I needed to measure the circle, the oval to go in that little, how do you call that? Frame? Something? So I just put some ink on it and then pressed my paper on top of it, and then I have a nice template to work with. Coloring it with gelatos, same colors that I used on the tag, and just smearing something here and there. Just to make it as light as possible, but not too bright. So go in with a StazOn again on the edges. And then, of course, I needed to stamp my sentiment. And it says, of course, wisdom, because owls are known for their wisdom. And now going in with the StazOn a bit more. And then, well, that will do. Now putting a lot of glossy accent in it. And making sure that the air bubbles are gone. And this was just a little accident, by the way, but I left it. Looks nice. Needed it to dry, and then I'm poking some holes in the air bubbles to make sure they go away. Now go over the tag with the same StazOn, of course. Need to darken it up a bit, and then I am doing the same with the tag and then glue the whole thing on that base. And I thought, oh, okay, that looks nice enough, but it was not ready. So I even took a bigger or a larger piece of cardboard, went over with this, how do you call it, craft paper, doing it the same way as I made my handmade journal. So really didn't mind the edges that you saw, because I know the back is quite neat. So using old paper to go over the tag, because it would be too light. Uh, how do you call that, in comparison to what the tags that are already made. So that would look quite weird. And of course the ganache. Then I'm using this thread to be able to hang it on the wall, of course, and I could have done it on the back of that large piece, but I decided not to do that, just to make it a bit more interesting. And you see, it really, I don't like the way the last part, the largest part is too light. So after I glued it down, I used the sticky tape, as you can see. I thought, oh no, no, not liking it. So I don't know why I did not cut this, but sorry. I could have cut this. I thought I cut this, but okay, didn't. But okay, so you know I didn't like it, and now I have glued it on the back, on that last piece, and I'm going in with watercolor to color the back. Using watercolor because it seeps behind the cardboard, and it's easier to do. Using kind of a dark color, sepia color, um, because it gives just a nice shading. And I wanted to put some pictures up in the end, but my camera wouldn't let me, and I couldn't transfer it to my email or whatever, so I have to figure out how that is possible. But I will put the videos, the photos on my blog for you to see, so you can see the end result, because this is a bad lighting. So well, this is it. I'm just putting some ink of gold on it, and then I'm done. So I really hope you liked it, and I will see you next time for a week 12, and watch my blog for the photos if you like it. So thank you for watching, everyone. Bye bye.